On the occasion of my 40th birthday, I decided to do something very, very unusual for myself. Something genuinely scary. So I did a stand-up comedy set, and not only in San Francisco, but in an Indian gay bar in the Castro District, in front of my friends, fully exposing myself to embarrassment. The stand-up was in fact a love letter to America. I talk about the myth of America as it existed in my family, about the idea of great America, and about what I believe are some of the most misunderstood aspects of American culture. The thing I learned very quickly is that comedy is extremely hard. Even when you have the material written down, delivery is everything, and delivery requires far more experience than content alone. Having jokes on paper without delivery is like holding a beautiful violin. As a complete beginner, the instrument is excellent, but what comes out is mostly cacophony. Still, something remarkable happened. The next morning, I woke up with a deep, calm sense of well-being. I felt that if I could do this, I could do anything. Admitting publicly that I'm 40 is uncomfortable enough, turning it into comedy even more so. I also learned something beautiful about my friends. Apparently, when they think of Natalia, they think chocolate. Independently of one another, they brought me chocolate in every possible form, including chocolate-flavored wine. What I also learned is that I do not, in fact, want to be a comedian. When humor was being handed out, I was probably standing in line for something else. Still, I believe humor is an essential liberal art, perhaps more relevant today than ever, and immensely useful in almost every context from work to social life. Now, a few days after the comedy special, I'm sharing it publicly, and I realized something else. Most of our fears never actually come true. I was genuinely afraid of turning 40, of social judgment, stereotypes, ageism, and quiet discrimination. And yet, the only real change I've noticed is that many people now feel compelled to tell me that I have good genes. Here is the full footage of my performance. Apologies in advance for the mediocrity, but I'm still proud of myself. And I would wholeheartedly recommend this kind of radical, slightly absurd celebration of aging to anyone.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Natalia. Happy birthday to you.
You of course have another.
Of course.
Yes, insert that.
Yeah.
Should I do it one more time? Okay, ready? All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tiffany. Happy birthday to you.
Be my guest as well. So yeah, my tap is open. If you would like to grab a drink to my help, and you're my guest, please go. Yeah, I mean, please get one. Yeah, I want you guys to have a good time. So I mean it. I'm Natalia, by the way. What's your name? Okay. Yeah, I'm already working the crowd. Yes. My first comedy. Perfect. And your name is? Camila. Nice to meet you, Camila. Yeah, just go ahead, please, be my guest. I mean it, I'm serious. I hope for a Netflix comedy special, so it will pay back. Alright, so, and really I'm so grateful for the crew of this place for letting me do this. So, yeah, there's I spent the whole night on writing all of this, so I hope that some of these jokes laugh. If not, then bad luck. So a few disclaimers first. So first disclaimer is, well, what you're gonna hear is not written by AI, but it's actually all just created by my broken brain. So so that you know this. And yeah, nobody else to blame, just me. And I'll be using this paper just because I cannot comprehend so much information, so I have to cheat a little bit, but it's all my content. Yeah. Okay, so as mentioned before, I'm actually turning 40 today as we speak. was an achievement, right? 40 times around the sun. And I'm not the only one who has birthday today. Tiffany, where are you? This like beautiful lady out there. Yeah. She is turning 26. Like, yeah. Beautiful and looking great and single, right? Yeah. Spill the beans. Okay. All right. So, why am I actually doing this? So, first of all, I have to admit that I'm Polish and come from Poland and not American just yet. And in Poland, we have a lot of stereotypes and stereotypical thinking about these big milestones in life, right? And 40 is, like seen as something like one reason to get mature and also to be fearful about your health, like to start thinking more serious about your life. And it's actually, there are lots of stereotypes around. Turning 40 is like, some people think, well, this is a good reason to start middle-age crisis and like do a lot of really weird things. And I was actually like in a month prior to this birthday, I was actually feeling a bit of pressure, and I was like, maybe there is some crisis actually coming up, and I don't want to wait until my birthday actually to experience some melancholia or depression. I would rather just do something to prevent it, because I don't know how I'm going to react, right? On that very day when I wake up and I figure that I'm 40. So I actually contacted a friend of mine, and her name is Nicole. She used to be my childhood friend, and we used to spend summers together as kids. And actually we didn't have much contact for a long time, but we reconnected with each other 3 years ago. And turns out that she became a hypnotherapist, and a really good one. And back then, she said, "Hey, do you?" So we talked, and I was like, "I don't really believe that hypnotherapy even works. Let's try it." And she was like, "Yeah, I can give you a session that it does work." And I was like, "I'm not sure," but we did a session. And we did it online because she's based in Australia. So I was actually in Amsterdam at that point. We did it online. Turned out that yes, it does work. I actually I got hypnotized so fast. I actually like tilted like this, like a log, just landed on the floor, and that was it. So that ended after a few seconds, and it works. Yeah, not only works, but also apparently for creative people, hypnosis works very fast. So, but then, so like recently we talked about it again, and she said, I would like to help you, but I'm not sure if I have space, because in the meantime, last 3 years. So it turned out that her career went on a different level. She became a really world-renowned hypnotherapist. So now she has a long queue of clients. And I was like, do you have time for me in the next few weeks before my 40th birthday? She said, I'm not sure I can squeeze you in. And she tried, she failed. And in the end, she said, "You know what? I cannot really help you because time constraints. But you should do something scary. You should do something that makes you grow. You should do something that broadens your horizons. If I'm not available, just do something that, push yourself out of your comfort zone." So like, well, what is the most scary thing I can possibly do? Like one fact, that's known from research. Actually, one thing that people are scared of more than death is public speaking, right? Especially, especially, and that's like universal, right? Across cultures, probably same in America, same in Europe. And especially ridiculing yourself, right? Making a fool out of yourself is probably universally the most scary thing you can imagine, right? Yeah, you're just nodding, yeah. Where's your drink? You didn't order anything. Yeah, you're just missing out on opportunity. That's not a very San Franciscan thing to do. Like, you're not like a local. You're a tourist, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, another one. Like really working the crowd now. Okay. So yeah, so where are we? Someone saying something? Huh? You wanna, what? You wanna get into
I have a bad opinion about what San Francisco.
Oh? Yeah, I'm also local now. I can actually, I can help there. I'm opinionated now. Alright. Yeah, so she said essentially, like, it doesn't matter what happens to you, like, it matters what you do with it. So you do something constructive with it, just so that you grow from it. So I decided to do this. Do something new, do something scary. And yeah, let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah. We have a special effect. It's almost like Netflix already. Okay. Yeah, so, you know, have you seen this movie, Fight Club? My favorite movie, by the way. Yeah, so there is this scene in which Tyler Durden basically loses control. So he just gets his hands off from the steering wheel in the car, and the car gets off the road, right? And he almost kills himself. Yeah, so I'm just deliberately losing control in front of you for your entertainment. So be my guest. All right. Yeah. So now let me answer a few questions that came just before this comedy show. No, don't. Yeah, okay. So a few, like when friends figured that I'm going to do this, a few questions were coming repeatedly. So let me answer them one by one, right? Like the Q&A session. So first question, why gay quarter of the city? Where? Because I'm not gay, so that was the question, like a valid question, but yeah, so as some of you might know from the invitation to this party, yeah, so it's actually, like statistically, it's likely to flip at some point. Yeah, as a woman especially. So yeah, so some of my female gay friends actually keep on asking, are you gay yet? Not yet. But coming in a year or two, and maybe who knows. So I'm still not gay, but you never know. So good to make friends in this quarter of the city, just in case. Yeah. Oh, that one landed. Yes, that's a score. All right. So that was one question, but there are more questions to answer. So first, the second question. So why stand up and not a roast, right? Like it's kind of an American tradition, right? To do roasts on Thursday. Yeah, I'm nodding as well. Again, where's your drink? You didn't order anything.
I don't know what you ordered. I don't have the.
Oh, you don't have the menu. Where's the menu? Where's the, like, hey, this lady wants to order a drink. Where is it? Oh yeah, it's coming. Fantastic. Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much. These ladies also need a menu, by the way. Yeah. These ladies here as well. Fantastic. Okay. Alright, so question, why stand up and not a roast? Do you have a guess? Well, so I'll tell you from my end, but simply because I have no distance to myself, that's why. Like, yeah, roast would not work here. Alright, that one didn't land. Okay, so next question was, why comedy in the first place? Well, so Why comedy? Well, so actually it's a well-known fact that comedians as a professional group are one of the most depressed, right, and frustrated professional groups out there. It's quite well known that most comedians are depressed in like real life, like beyond the stage, right? They are quite melancholic and quite, usually not in good shape. Well, so it happens that I spent a decade in academia as a researcher in neuroscience, and then I spent another almost a decade as a founder of a startup, so I feel like I have credentials. And I know it's a causal inference in the wrong direction, but who cares about logic? It's a comedy show. Alright. So next question. What do your parents say to this whole thing, right? Well, so actually, I recently had a conversation with them about like where I am and where am I, and what are my plans for the future. And they actually, when we are kids, we used to be quite arrogant and egoistic, right? It's just like, I want things my way, right? Like, give it to me. Like, we are really like going for it and without taking really care of others too much. And then when we grow, like it's a growing process, right? When we grow up, we kind of learn that it's not that easy, that you just get what you want. You have to be diplomatic and be utilitarian and then take care of others as well. But then when we grow old, then we kind of start ignoring norms as well, right? Like we are like, I don't have anything left to do. Like I have all the duties behind me, so I want things my way, right? And then we become egoistic and arrogant again. So my parents were like, Natalia, okay, at what stage of life are you? Because you never stopped being arrogant and egoistic. That's a good question. And that did not. Okay. Next question, like last question from Q&A session that I would like to answer is, what does God say to this? Oh. Yeah, serious one. Well, so I don't care. As you can see, I don't even have a soul. Oh, that noted. Okay. Duly noted. Alright. Okay, so how does it feel to be 40? Well, we are in an Indian restaurant, so let me say this. If you've ever been to India, you know what it means. Okay. So, next question I got from friends is how to feel young at 40. Well, like simple answer would be lack of marriage. I think I dodged the bullet. Yeah, I used to be engaged. But seriously, honestly, I don't know what to say to this because, hey, like my new friends, send yourself a drink, like my treat, please. At the bar. Yeah. I just started, no worries. Yeah. Please, get yourself a treat.
Yes.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. And so how to feel young at 40? Well, honestly, I feel like for my whole life I didn't really take too much care of myself, in the sense that I didn't eat well or sleep well or exercise. Like I don't even have a chronotype in the first place. Basically, I was bootstrapping and I was a PhD student beforehand, so my diet was basically grabbing anything that is the closest geodesically. That was basically my diet. And I think I did one thing right, which was like mental hygiene. So I tried to leave no business unfinished. especially with people. So always leave them aware of where we stand and just close all unfinished business with people. So if I die today, like basically, there's nothing I have to say that I didn't say that was actually important. So that was like my way of doing mental hygiene and hygiene whatsoever. And I think, it worked quite well. But now I turn 40, then I'm like I have to really take care of this even more than before, because every conversation might be the last one. That's my feeling. So every conversation now feels like a farewell. So I basically always try to tell people what I value them for, and so that in case this is our last conversation, then I really don't have any business unfinished. Okay. Is it in my head or is it really happening? Like these sounds? Yeah, you hear them too, or is it my demons speaking? Alright. So some of you, I have a lot of friends with me here, but some of you I've never met before. So let me just introduce myself very briefly. So actually, my name is Natalia, and I was born a long time ago in Poland. It's a country, by the way. For Americans, it's a country in Europe. And it was in 1986, which was a seminal year for the world history for two main reasons. One was Challenger catastrophe, and the other was Chernobyl catastrophe. That's how it's done in history. And I spent my childhood at a block of flats that was known in Poland as a cradle of hip-hop, like a rap, Polish rap. And it was actually a homeland to Paktofonika and Caliber 44, which were like two major Polish hip-hop squads. And so I had to learn the law of the street really early. And then the other specialty of my neighborhood was Jerzy Kukuczka, was like Polish. Is it working? A Polish like high mountain climber who was actually famous for becoming the second person ever to hike the crown of Himalayas after a rifle lesson. So actually my childhood, I was actually only listening to rap and learning about high mountain climbing, because he was a national hero, and he was actually living in the neighborhood, so we had to memorize all the crown of Himalayas mountains and the respectfully their altitudes, and so basically that was my childhood. Who cares anyway? And now, so many years later, I'm here surrounded by my friends, mostly founders, and in this great hive mind of founders in San Francisco. Who would think, who would predict that? And so a few words on being a founder. Does this really work? The microphone? Yeah? Okay. So it's great to be here in this crowd of exquisite people. And we all have those days when you ask GPT how to best exit your company, and then you feel guilty as if you were asking about murder or divorce. I have it too. Even though I'm a bootstrapper, I have it too. And it's like after all these years of operations, it's still learning lessons, right? I spent the last few years building my business, but I'm still learning basics about sales. Sales is not my it's not my strength, naturally. So I have to learn from scratch and by trial and error mostly. But I can tell you one trick. That I figured by myself. So one line that usually sells for me which is, and here's the magic phrase, okay? Yesterday is history, tomorrow is mystery, and today is a gift. You are my gift for today. Yeah. Usually it's self. But yeah, at the end it's really important. Okay. Alright, okay, so a question, would you like to hear a few observations I have about America as an expat? Yes, no? You sure? How many Americans are here? They raise your hands. Like people with American passport? Half, okay.
You mean like
sure
more
you want to hear
Americans
this?
or like enough, long enough here to be an American?
Yeah, that's a good question. Who is like, yeah. Who will be offended if I say something that is like, that is not... Do it. Okay, so, like, let me tell you, like, a little story about my family, okay? So, actually, all women in my family are high achievers, and all women in my family did 4 things in their lives. They built a house, they had a daughter, they planted a tree, and they went to America. Yeah. So I hear all these stories ever since I was a little kid. Like my mom was telling me the stories. So a story about my grandma, my great-grandma, who went to America a long time ago. She was working as an au pair, and then she came back to Poland. And then in the meantime, she learned how women should be treated by men. And first thing she did after she came back, she filed for divorce. She was actually the first person in her town, like of 7,000 people, who ever got divorced. She was actually locally famous for it. Yeah, great achiever. Yeah. Next, we have my auntie. My auntie went to US, obviously, and then she was working as a pair as well. She came back, she built a beautiful house for her family. Yeah, she was a black sheep though, because she had 2 boys. But other than that, she was successful. Yeah, then we have my mom, who went to America, yeah, as a 55-year-old, but still. And she worked for General Electric for 5 years. She actually finished studies at New York University, postgraduate studies, graduated at 60, and she came back, and she's been sad ever since that she had to come back. And then we have my sister, who went to America and worked at Stanford, and then now she's at the University of Minnesota, just had her first daughter, woohoo, and she's officially an American. So my mom was like, and what about you, Natalia? What about you? You did nothing in your life, right? Like, what about your story of America? So yeah, no pressure, right? But what choice did I have other than come to America? Like, pretty much nothing, no choice. And so here we are. Yes. And my observations as a Polish in America. So first observation I want to share with you, that might be not very surprising actually, is that actually every nationality I believe has a basic emotion, like basic set of emotions or neurotransmitters in the brain, right? That is like kind of a default. That is our like preset that we wake up with. And Americans, how are Americans? Overexcited, right? Like there are only 2 categories of things in America. They are either awesome things or amazing things. So there are no other objects. And in Poland is different, very different. Who has been to Poland ever? Yeah, obviously Polish people. Anyone else? Okay, so if you ever been to Poland, you know that we have something called kurw. It's like, okay, nothing is laughing, okay. So like kurw means the state of anger. It's our like basic state. We wake up with that and we have to actively find a reason not to be angry. Yeah. So like every Polish person, like in the morning is angry, and we just have to like work around it to not ruin other people's lives and our lives as well. Like so, but anyways. And actually, I also spent 15 years in the Netherlands, which is a very different place as well. And people in the Netherlands are not angry, but they are sorry. Their natural state is to be sorry for everything, to everyone at all times. So, it's almost like, even as a stranger, if you encounter a Dutch person and you have any other facial expression than neutral, like if you look at it like this, then it's like pressing a button. They're like, I'm sorry. So, yeah. Every other expression than neutral, because better to be safe than sorry. So like basically, you hear sorry at all times, and just imagine landing in bed with a person like this. Yeah, sorry of my life for the past 15 years. Yeah, I can finally smile without conscience. Sorry, that did not. All right. Okay. Next observation. Americans actually worship their comedians. So that's actually something that I learned recently. I was actually talking with friends about it like just a moment ago. So actually, this is also why I'm standing here. So actually, it's been last fall. I went to a comedy show of one of the major popular comedians, 40th bDay, who filled in the whole amphitheater in Mountain View. It was amazing. It was like full amphitheater full of people, and I was sitting there and I was like, I paid $65 to sit in the grass, at the back of the amphitheater, and like people are not laughing too much, and if I laugh out of cringe mostly, and like I was actually leaving the amphitheater after he finished the show, and I'm like looking around, nobody's laughing really. People are like, that was good, but no one is even smiling. I realized that most of the people who leave the amphitheater are actually couples that probably came there for a date, and no wonder that no one is laughing, because the guy probably figured that he's not as funny as the guy on stage, and the girl noticed that too. So I'm like, it's probably the worst possible idea for dates, right? Go to a comedy show. But nevertheless, it was actually interesting for me that Americans value comedy so much, because they're actually putting so much value into humor, maybe because it's a stressed society. Anyways, on that day, I was like, I'm in the wrong industry. The humor here actually is valued very, very high compared to anywhere else in the world, which is I think interesting, and perhaps I would even call it like an eighth liberal art. Which is something to explore, I think, in general. Like I'm actually in daily life, I work as a career strategist, so I'm like wheels started turning right away. Okay, and then my next observation is, who else needs a drink, by the way? Oh, Natalia, you're here. Hey, would you like to drink something? Oh, you have something. Okay, cool. Okay, so my next observation is that Americans is, in my opinion, the most misunderstood nation on planet Earth. I'll tell you why. So, there are a few stereotypes I'd like to debunk. First stereotype: Americans have no culture. I think it's a myth. So the thing is, I think, like as a European, like my observation is that Americans, like as a nation who once like kind of resided in Europe, like your ancestors, right? Like resided in Europe and then left at some point, kind of fled to start something new from scratch. I think there's some form of a prodigal son complex. So this is like this biblical complex that comes from a song that leaves their family land and then flees, right, forever. And I think there's something in it that actually Americans just they did not want to adopt the culture of their ancestors. They wanted to start anew. And they started anew like just by utilizing anything they had as settlers. So some turkey, some whatever garbage they had. So pumpkin, whatever they had at hand. So like basically, my observation is that everything that is for the part of American culture is deliberately started on the side of the Atlantic Ocean, just to not multiply the cultural patterns from the old continent. And it's kind of bittersweet because we are all connected, and it's kind of sad that like Americans had to start anew to feel like they stand on their own feet. But it is a culture. It's a very, very specific culture started from, that I feel like almost biblical complex. Do you agree? Not agree? Someone agrees. Okay. But anyways, I feel like it's a culture. It's just, I would say, hard to understand for a European. We are, just never had to free anybody anywhere. So like, we're just fighting to stand our ground. Okay. Next.
Yeah, you have to keep talking.
I'm starting to think this is intentional. I think it's like intermezzo, right?
Intermission.
Intermission. Okay, next stereotype about Americans is that Americans are dumbly happy, like just, like happy but in a really dumb sense that, yay, everything's amazing, and like there is just no like thinking to it, right? And I don't agree with that either. I actually think that there are two types of being, like happiness. There's this dumb happy and there is educated happy. I think some people, yes, there are people out there who are just born happy because they just, first of all, they have that combination of neurotransmitters, like kind of as presets, that they just are happy, but also like they just have some favorable conditions. They come from really wealthy family or there's a combination of factors that decide about their like kind of inborn happiness or inherited happiness. But this is a very rare example. Most people have to actively learn how to be happy. So have to get over certain difficulties, certain bottlenecks in their lives, and then become happy actively. Because as humans, we evolved to be sad and grumpy and paranoid. This is how basically, this is what evolution promotes in general. So we all have to kind of actively push to be happy. And I would like to give the acknowledgement for Americans for trying. Because, some nations like Polish never even tried. We just gave up at birth and never ever do anything to change the situation. So actually I like that, and I don't think it's dumb happiness. Next stereotype is that Americans are consumers. Do you hear me? Like, I feel like this microphone is dying. Is it working?
They were getting annoyed upstairs, so we turned it down.
Oh, do they?
The speakers are right up against the ceiling.
Oh. Okay. Americans are consumers, so this is, I feel, a stereotype too. Because I think like the day only has 24 hours, so you can either focus on building or on consuming. Like you can't really do everything at a time. So I think Americans are just, and it's a scale, right? So I think Americans are full on building, and that comes at the cost of sometimes just breaking things and just consuming more than you need, just because you just cannot put your mind into everything. So actually, I spent last 15 years in the Netherlands, and the Dutchies are paranoid about not wasting stuff. So they're so focused on not losing stuff and not wasting resources that they never really have time for building anything. So there's very little innovation in that country. So I feel like this is a conservation law. So Americans are just 100% tuned into building, and that comes at a cost, but I would not call it consumerism. Next stereotype, Americans are shallow. I also disagree with that one. So I feel like they are diplomatic and correct, which means that in a conversation with a stranger, they probably would not just pull into the conversation toward like deep subjects or like personal subjects, right? But my observation is that when I start talking about personal stuff and I give someone credit and benefit of the doubt, and I start talking about whatever childhood traumas or disease in the family or whatever else, they follow and they match my level of depth. So by any means, I cannot say that Americans are shallow. They actually just don't start difficult subjects, but yeah, they can match any level of depth. You just have to try them. And actually, I can even say more. There are certain things I only experience in America. Like my friends, American friends, actually tell me honestly what they value in me, without me even asking. Like they just feel compelled to tell me daily why they like my company. And this is something that I never experienced in Europe. Not even from my mom. Like she said, well, I told you I love you. What do you want, right? Like you know it already. But my American friends are actually very vocal about the fact like why they like spending time with me, and they reinforce that every time we meet. So that was actually shocking for me that people can be that warm. So this is actually nowhere near shallow for me. Oh, that's my wine? It was here for the whole time. I just noticed that, that this wine is like needs attention. All right. Okay, and now let me share my favorite American phrase. Here it comes. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. It's deep, isn't it? Yeah. All right, and now we are getting to the final point of this talk. So the libertarian city of San Francisco, my favorite part. Yes. So let me share a few thoughts about San Francisco. So for the past 3 years, I had that eerie feeling I'm actually dating a city, because I was coming here back and forth between Europe and here. And I have to say, it was not a love at first sight, not even close. No. And San Francisco is just unreal. It's almost like a screen for like a scene for a video game. It's like full of these NPCs, right, on fentanyl. And it looks like basically a Grand Theft Auto, gameplay. It looks like that, honestly. But and it's also like a bit like a casino, and in that sense that you just lose the track of time. And actually, I first realized that when I had an appointment with a friend, and that friend didn't come to the appointment saying, "Oh, sorry, I'm sick." I'm like, "Why are you sick? It's warm outside." And then I realized, hey, it's warm every day. It's like every day of the year we have the same temperature. So obviously people get sick at random times during the year. Why? Because the weather is the same and every day looks the same. And and no wonder that you just come here and you kind of get on track to build big things, right? You buy into that American dream. You start building and building and building, going to events, keep on building, and then every day is the same, and then you don't even feel how your life passes by. It's like 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, 2 years. It's literally like a casino, because in casinos you have no windows, right? So that no windows and no clocks, so that you don't know what time is it. And in San Francisco, it's like your life passes by. It's not even 1 day or 2 days. It's just you could actually like get into this rabbit hole and never get out. It's like black hole almost. And it's really strangely addictive for me. But I feel like everyone has that nemesis city somewhere in the world, maybe, which is like so outrageous and so weird and so like captivating that you don't really want to leave it, right? Like, I don't know if anyone here saw the movie Parthenope. There was a movie from 2024, great movie by the way. So Parthenope is like a main character in the movie. Her nemesis city was Naples in Italy. And she was very captivated, she was just captivated by that city. And I think for me, this might be San Francisco. And I can actually tell you, so it took me a while, right, to fall in love with the city. I fall in love slowly in general. But I can tell you exactly, precisely when was the moment I felt like, oh, this is it. And it was last year, at one of my flights back to Europe. Actually, we were just taxiing at the airport, right? Like we were just leaving from San Francisco airport. And the plane was just taxiing, and then we stopped all of a sudden. And we stopped, and we were just standing there, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour. All of a sudden, the pilot says, "Sorry everyone, but our crew discovered that there is a fox in proximity of the plane, somewhere on the runway, and we have to catch it so that we can transport it safely to the safe zone." And I was like, okay, so one fox, in San Francisco, one fox is higher in the food chain than 500 investors and founders. That's definitely my place. It's so outrageous, like this is it. And that was the exact moment, like, yes, this chaos is exactly what I need in my life. Yeah. And now I know it's intentional. It's like beyond statistics that it's beyond probability that it's not. Good job, by the way. Yeah. Great. Okay, but like my story with San Francisco did not start now. It started much earlier. So when I was in high school, actually my father gave me a puzzle piece. It was actually summer of which year? 25 years ago. I was 14 at that point. And then I just moved the city. I was starting in high school. I had no friends in the new city. There was no internet because it was so long time ago. So I had nothing to do. My father actually brought me a puzzle piece, 1,000 pieces. And that was supposed to be my entertainment for the summer. And I had literally nothing else to do, really nothing else to do. I was ultimately bored. So like, I don't even like this puzzle piece. It's not pretty. I would rather enjoy some other entertainment, but I just, out of like better options, I just do it. And I did put it together. And it so happened to be a picture that, so I was so proud of putting it together. I put it on the wall behind the glass, and it was there for the past 25 years in my family town, in my room, in my parents' house. And it happens to be a picture of painted ladies in San Francisco. So I was like, kismet, right? Like, maybe God's trying to tell me something because I'm just too blind to see it to my very eyes. But I feel like it's either a self-fulfilling prophecy or this is like fate finding me, because this picture was there for all time, ever since I was a kid. So I don't know, maybe this is fate. Almost there, I promise. Who else needs a drink, by the way? Is there anyone else? You. You look like someone who would enjoy a drink. No? Anyone else? Did I overlook anyone? No? Everyone else left? No? Okay. All right. So yeah, it might be that this is it. Like that, San Francisco is the place to be. Although, like, I don't think I will ever be the most famous Polish person in San Francisco, because this place is already taken by Tommy Wiseau. You know Tommy Wiseau? He's really famous. Just Google him. Okay, so I even found the true love around the city. So have you ever been to Burning Man? Yeah, many of you. Have you ever met El Popo? Yeah? Who did? Raise your hand. One? Yeah, oh, you did. Oh, Mariana did, of course. Like, Mariana knows everything. Perfect, yeah, El Popo. So El Popo is the most famous art car in Burning Man. It's actually, essentially, it's a giant octopus emitting fire and music. Yeah, it's absolutely perfect and it's so hot, like literally. And yeah, I went to Burning Man first in 2022, so 3 years ago. But I first met it in person, for real, in 2025, so this year. And it was love at first sight. I was just staring at it and staring at it for hours. Because what else can you do with that octopus, right? That emits fire. And yeah, it's like almost a monument of human creativity. Like GPT would never come up with anything like this. It's just too outrageous. And yeah, and I feel like I basically committed to do pilgrimage to Nevada desert every year from now on, just to meet with El Popo. It's like it's really something special. You need to see us together, like just me staring at it. It's just I cannot explain what it does to my brain. Like, you would have to see it through your very eyes to actually, I think, to get the idea. But anyways, okay, I just wrapping up. Okay. Your last time to grab a drink. Nice. Okay, but before I finish, let me now commit a suicide. Yeah, I'm about to commit a social suicide, and I will confess. Okay, I will confess to something you should never say in Castro District in San Francisco. I voted Trump. Oh. Yeah. And you might ask, how did you vote Trump, Natalia? You don't have voting rights. Well, I don't. But my friends do, and most of them are liberal. So the other day, like last year, 2024, during the campaign, I approached a friend of mine and I said, hey, you're a liberal, you vote Democrats, I vote Republican, so why don't we both just don't go to elections, right? Because it's like, why don't we just take a free day, we don't have to go anywhere, so it kind of evens out, right? Why don't we just skip voting? And they were like, yeah, actually makes sense. And then I did it 20 times with 20 people. Yeah, it's legal, by the way. And I also went to Halloween party in a MAGA hut. And people were like, oh, it's so clever. You basically disguised as a Trump supporter. Like, no, I disguised as someone who disguises as a Trump supporter. It's also legal, by the way. Alright, almost there. Last page. Okay, so what do famous people say about turning 40? Let's just look into world heritage, how is it supposed to be? So Carl Gustav Jung, you know who it is? Famous psychologist, Carl Gustav Jung. Famously said, life really does begin at 40. Up until then, you are just doing research. Cool, I know. But on the other hand, Sylvester Stallone, said, Life is addition until 40, then it's subtraction. Yeah, opinions are divided, I would say. Well, what can I say about it? Well, I was baptized as Catholic, so I probably should start praying now. I was always thinking I should start like going to church at 70, just to be safe. But I'm actually planning to start sooner than that, so perhaps next Sunday, first excursion. And we all ask ourselves, like, when I turn 40, do I stay relevant? Like, what happens? And it's not by accident that we meet in gay district or the city, because actually in LGBT, I think the ageism is even stronger than beyond it, right? It's really a problem. And youth is worshipped in LGBT community probably even more than everywhere else. I have gay friends, so now. Yeah, but that's also why, like, comedy and laughter are such a good happiness machine. And humor is a medicine to everything, and humor is just ageless. And some of the best comedians in the world actually got to fame, like raised to fame at the age of 50, 60, 70. I feel like this is one of the skills to hone. And you can essentially do it till the last day of your life. And so I promised myself one thing this year. I promised myself that I will be just laughing every day, no matter what. And that's it. And that's what I prepared for my birthday. Thank you so much.